Welcome back to BMB Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the issue that has sent shockwaves through the Forrester family and left everyone questioning just how far someone will go when pushed to the brink. The Bold and the Beautiful has delivered yet another dark twist in Luna's descent into madness, with a chilling plot to hurt the one person Steffy holds dearest, her daughter, Kelly. What started as a longing for acceptance and family has morphed into a dangerous obsession, and the consequences of Luna's actions could be catastrophic. Luna's deep desire for Finn's love and approval had been building for months. She had tried to reach out, hoping to rekindle the relationship with the father she barely knew. But despite her best efforts, Finn had rejected her at every turn, coldly reminding her that he could never accept her as his daughter because of her violent past. Luna had tried everything to get close to him, but the closer she got, the more Finn seemed to push her away. This rejection, combined with her already fragile mental state, fueled a dangerous rage inside her. But Luna didn't just want to hurt Finn, she wanted to make Steffy pay. Steffy had been the one constant obstacle standing in her way, the one who had always been there to protect Finn, to keep him at arm's length from Luna's chaotic world. Luna had grown to resent Steffy, believing that it was Steffy's influence that had kept her from truly connecting with Finn. Luna's hatred for Steffy ran deep, and as much as she wanted to get to Finn, she knew that hurting him directly wouldn't be enough. She had to hurt Steffy where it would truly break her, through her children. Luna's plan was cold, calculated, and beyond cruel. She knew how much Kelly meant to Steffy. Kelly was her heart, her world, and her greatest source of joy. Luna had watched Steffy's every move, observed how she doted on Kelly, and used that knowledge to craft a plan so dark that it would shake the very foundation of Steffy's life. Luna decided that the best way to hurt Steffy was not by confronting her directly, but by targeting the one thing Steffy loved most. Luna's target was Kelly, and her plan was as wicked as it was terrifying. With the weapon of choice, a knife she'd acquired, Luna set her sights on Kelly. She knew Kelly's school schedule well and waited for the perfect moment when Kelly would be alone, vulnerable, and defenseless. The opportunity came when Kelly was at school, and Luna saw her chance. She broke into the school under the cover of the afternoon, stealthily slipping past security and into the building. Her heart raced with adrenaline as she moved quickly to find Kelly alone, away from her classmates and teachers. Luna's fingers tightened around the handle of the knife as she approached Kelly's classroom. The moment she found Kelly alone in the hallway, it was as if Luna became a different person, focused, cold, and merciless. The attack was swift. Luna lunged forward, and before Kelly could even react, the blade pierced her side, sending her to the ground. Blood began to pool around her, and Luna stood over her, not in satisfaction, but in a kind of sadistic urgency. She had done what she set out to do. Now, there was nothing left to do but flee. As Kelly's classmates came running to see what had happened, Luna disappeared into the shadows, her footsteps light as she hurried away, leaving behind nothing but chaos. Steffy, who had been preparing for the evening with Finn and the children, received a call that no mother should ever have to hear. It was from the school, a frantic voice informing her that Kelly had been attacked and was in critical condition. Steffy's heart stopped. She felt the blood drain from her face as she rushed to the hospital, her mind racing with every possible worst-case scenario. As she arrived at the emergency room, she was met with a scene she never thought she would face: Kelly, her daughter, fighting for her life, surrounded by doctors and nurses trying to save her. Finn, who was on duty at the hospital, was immediately alerted to the case. He rushed to Kelly's side, his medical expertise kicking in as he assessed her injuries. The knife wound had struck Kelly dangerously close to a vital organ, but through a frantic series of medical interventions, Finn and the medical team managed to stabilize her. It was a moment of immense relief, but the emotional toll on Steffy was unimaginable. She clung to her daughter's side, praying for her recovery, while Finn worked tirelessly to ensure Kelly's survival. Despite the immediate threat to Kelly's life being contained, the attack's psychological and emotional damage was irreversible. Steffy, in particular, found herself consumed by an all-encompassing fear. The person who had hurt her child, who had inflicted this pain, was still out there, and the only person Steffy could think of was Luna. She had no proof, but the pieces were starting to fall into place. Steffy knew Luna's hatred of her ran deep, and Luna had recently been more unhinged than ever. It was no surprise when Chief Baker, leading the investigation, came to the same conclusion: Luna was the likely perpetrator. The police began their manhunt, issuing a warrant for Luna's arrest, but things were far from straightforward. Luna, in her increasingly paranoid state, had prepared for just this moment. She had covered her tracks meticulously, ensuring there was no concrete evidence that could link her directly to the crime. A series of well-placed alibis and the use of a disguise made it difficult for the authorities to pin the attack on her. The more they searched, the more elusive Luna became. It seemed that Luna had learned from her previous mistakes and was one step ahead, manipulating the situation to escape the law's reach. Despite Luna's careful planning, Steffy couldn't shake the image of the woman who had brought so much pain into her family's life. Steffy, now more determined than ever, took matters into her own hands. She knew Luna had been the one behind the attack, and she would stop at nothing to make sure she paid for what she had done to her daughter. In a fateful confrontation, Steffy found herself face to face with Luna. The two women locked eyes, and the tension in the air was palpable. Steffy, filled with rage and grief, demanded Luna face the consequences of her actions. "You'll pay for this, Luna," Steffy spat, her voice full of venom. It was clear that Steffy would never forgive Luna for what she had done, not after everything she had put her family through. Luna, however, didn't flinch. She was calm, almost too calm, as she stood in front of Steffy. She knew that she had pushed Steffy to this breaking point, and she was prepared for the consequences. Steffy, in a moment of sheer emotion, reached for her gun, her fingers brushing the cold metal of the weapon tucked in her waistband. The tension between them was so thick you could almost feel the electricity in the air. But Luna wasn't afraid. She knew that Steffy, despite her rage, wouldn't pull the trigger. The two women were locked in a moment that would determine the rest of their futures. Would Steffy let Luna go, or would she finally seek the justice she so desperately wanted? The answers to those questions remain uncertain, but one thing is clear: Luna's dark path has irrevocably changed the Forrester family. The emotional scars of the attack on Kelly will last for years, and the ripple effects of Luna's actions will haunt all those involved. Stay tuned, because in The Bold and the Beautiful, no act of violence, betrayal, or forgiveness ever truly stays in the past. The future is always uncertain, and the cost of revenge is never fully realized until it's too late. Next, we're diving into a sizzling development that's set to turn the world of The Bold and the Beautiful upside down. A familiar face has returned to Los Angeles, and he's not just passing through, he's on a mission to rewrite history with a love story that could change everything for Brooke Logan. I'm talking about none other than Nick Marone, the ruggedly charming shipping magnate whose reappearance is already sending shockwaves through the Forrester and Logan families. With new details, dramatic possibilities, and a deep dive into what this return means for everyone involved, let's explore how Nick's comeback could be the game-changer Brooke has been waiting for, or the spark that ignites an all-out war. Nick Marone, with his undeniable charisma and unwavering determination, has sailed back into town with a singular goal: to prove to Brooke Logan that true, unshakable love is still within her reach. This isn't some casual visit or a fleeting attempt to stir the pot. Sources close to the set, including tantalizing behind-the-scenes snippets from Jack Wagner's social media, reveal that Nick is armed with more than just sweet words. He's been spotted clutching a dazzling engagement ring, his steely gaze radiating a resolve that screams he's not leaving without a fight. This is a man who has spent years reflecting on what could have been, and now he's ready to reclaim the woman who slipped through his fingers. The timing of his return couldn't be more explosive, or, for some, more catastrophic. With Ridge Forrester seemingly content in his rekindled romance with Taylor Hayes, Brooke's heart is bruised, vulnerable, and in desperate need of mending. Could Nick be the one to finally offer her the solace she's craved after enduring countless heartbreaks? After all, with Ridge failing her time and again through 8 tumultuous marriages, perhaps a man who has never once betrayed her trust is exactly what she needs to turn the page. Let's take a trip down memory lane to unpack the history that fuels this fiery reunion. Longtime fans will recall that Nick and Brooke shared a brief but intensely passionate marriage from 2006 to 2007. Though their union lasted less than a year, it was a period marked by Nick's unwavering devotion. Unlike Ridge, who has repeatedly left Brooke feeling like a consolation prize, Nick treated her with the respect and adoration of a true partner. He never strayed, never deceived, and never made her question her worth. Yet, in a heartbreaking twist of fate, it was Brooke who walked away, pulled back into Ridge's orbit like a moth to a flame. And how has that decision panned out? 8 marriages to Ridge, each one crumbling under the weight of indecision and betrayal, leaving Brooke to wonder if she'll ever be someone's first choice. Now, contrast that with Nick, a man of immense wealth, unshakable loyalty, and newfound maturity, who stands ready to give her the stability and devotion Ridge has never managed to provide. Their past may have been short-lived, but it was a glimpse into a life where Brooke was cherished without condition. Could this be the moment history is rewritten for good? The stage is set for an unforgettable showdown, and the backdrop couldn't be more breathtaking. Word from the production team hints at upcoming episodes filmed in the romantic locales of Naples and Capri, Italy, where the azure waters and sun-drenched cliffs will frame a proposal unlike any other in B&B history. Imagine the scene. Nick, with the Italian sunset casting a golden glow, drops to one knee before Brooke, offering not just a ring but a future where she is the undisputed center of his world. Brooke, caught in a whirlwind of emotion, must grapple with the ghosts of her past and the tantalizing promise of a fresh start. Will she cling to the familiar pain of waiting for Ridge, or will she dare to embrace a love that prioritizes her above all else? This isn't just another romantic gesture in the soap opera playbook, it's a pivotal moment that could redefine Brooke's entire arc. Nick isn't here to play games or settle for half measures. He's a man transformed by time, brimming with confidence and ready to challenge Ridge head-on for Brooke's heart. With Ridge currently tied to Taylor, having made his choice clear yet again, why should Brooke remain in limbo, hoping for scraps of affection from a man who's let her down so many times? The implications of Nick's proposal are nothing short of seismic, promising to reshape the very foundation of the bold and the beautiful score dynamics. If Brooke accepts, we're not just witnessing the end of her endless back and forth with Ridge, we're seeing her finally choose herself by aligning with a man who has consistently put her first. This could mark the beginning of a new era for Brooke, one where she's no longer the eternal runner-up or the pawn in Ridge's indecisive games. But the path forward is far from clear, and fans are buzzing with theories on social media. Some predict Brooke might initially use Nick's affection as a tool to stoke Ridge's jealousy, a classic soap tactic that would keep the drama boiling. Others are rooting for her to seize this chance at happiness, urging her to slip that ring on her finger and never look back. The brilliance of the writers lies in crafting a storyline where either decision feels plausible, keeping viewers glued to their screens with bated breath. Will Brooke take the leap into a future with Nick, or will the pull of her past with Ridge prove too strong to resist? The potential fallout from this romantic bombshell is enough to set the entire Forrester clan ablaze. If Brooke says yes to Nick, Ridge's reaction will likely be nothing short of explosive. Despite choosing Taylor, Ridge has never been able to stomach seeing Brooke in another man's arms, a territorial streak that's bound to rear its ugly head. His jealousy could ignite a firestorm, threatening to destabilize his relationship with Taylor once more as old feelings for Brooke resurface. Taylor, meanwhile, will find herself on edge, haunted by the fear of losing Ridge yet again to his perennial ex. And then there's Nick, who stands to gain everything he's ever wanted. The love of a woman he's never forgotten, finally within his grasp after years of longing. Beyond the immediate love triangle, this storyline could ripple out to affect other characters as well. Will Brooke's children, like Hope and RJ, support her in breaking free from the Forrester cycle, or will they view Nick as an outsider disrupting their family's fragile balance? The drama is poised to touch every corner of the show, ensuring that no character escapes the impact of this monumental decision. Adding another layer of intrigue, whispers from the set suggest the writers have a clever plan to keep us hooked during the aftermath of this pivotal moment. Speculation is rife about a possible off-screen honeymoon for Brooke and Nick, strategically timed while Jack Wagner films his commitments for When Calls the Heart and Catherine Kelly Lang takes a well-deserved break. If true, this move is a stroke of genius, allowing the storyline to simmer in the audience's imagination while we're left yearning for updates. Will Brooke return from this getaway radiant and fully committed to Nick, or will doubts creep in during their time away? The suspense of not knowing only heightens the anticipation, ensuring that viewers remain invested in every twist and turn. What we do know for certain is that Jack Wagner's return is no mere cameo. Filming for his major scenes has already wrapped, with the first episode set to air on June 13th, promising a full-fledged romantic arc that offers Brooke a genuine alternative to her toxic history with Ridge. As we wrap up today's deep dive, one thing is crystal clear. Nick Marone's return is set to be a defining chapter in The Bold and the Beautiful. This isn't just about a proposal or a rekindled romance, it's about whether Brooke Logan can finally break free from the chains of a love that's hurt her more times than we can count. With stunning Italian backdrops, emotionally charged decisions, and the potential for massive shifts in the show's landscape, this storyline has all the ingredients of must-see TV. Will Brooke choose the stability and devotion Nick offers, or will she remain tethered to the chaos of Ridge's world? Only time will tell, but one thing is for sure, we'll be watching every heart-pounding moment. Stay tuned to the BMB Spoilers channel for more updates as this epic saga unfolds, and let us know in the comments what you think Brooke should do. Until next time, keep the drama alive.